Alright, Mega, Vaughn and YouTube, how's it going? This is Poteen Bowen. We're doing another YouTube video. This time we're going to do a Yellow Lion Hunter. The Yellow Lion Hunter is the trapper of foes, a stalwart hunter focusing on controlling skills and hindering foes. So we'll go through that first. We'll go through the class traits, the race traits, the virtues, the allies we're using. Then we will go through the rotations. And then we'll do some combat, see how it shows. So this is going to be more of a crowd control, more of a debuffer kind of. This is one of my favorite lines. I really like the blue line, the yellow line. So it's just kind of a unique and different kind of spin on the hunter. With that, if you guys do love this content, or even if you like it, please like and subscribe. That helps me out a ton. Also, if you guys want to leave in the comments and stuff, that's absolutely awesome. I have my notifications on, so I will, instead of every 2 weeks, I will probably get back to you like almost immediately, unless I'm up to something, and then I will obviously get to it when I have some time. But it should be, within that day now. I finally figured that out, how to do that on the phone. So hopefully that'll be awesome. If you guys want to hang out with me live, I do stream on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok nightly. On Sundays and Mondays, I play EverQuest. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I play Dungeons & Dragons online. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I play Lord of the Rings online. And also, there's a bonus stream that I do for the official LOTRO stream team. And that is on Saturdays, Poteen's Saturday Tater-rama. And that one is from 7 to 9. All right, so let's just get right into it, right? So the first thing I do like to have set trap. This is a nice trap. Single target, does a lot of damage. Also has a 30-second root. Melee skills have a chance to generate additional focus for each enemy hit. So that's also a nice one. Determination. Hindering shot. So barbed shot now slows target up to 30%. Quick escape. So this one is low cut, applies a root, temporarily allowing you to move without losing focus. So that's kind of cool. No focus loss on movement for a short duration. This one is combat traps. Increases skill damage and reduces trap cooldowns. Elusive. This is obviously an evade chance increase. Combat focus. I really like this. So before combat rapidly increases your focus, focus is required to use bow skills and lost to move. The black arrow. So this is Bard's arrow now reduces the target's incoming healing. So it doesn't just fear, it also does that. Distracting shot. Like I said, you're going to see me use these ones quite a bit to kind of control the mobs. Distracting shot is a 35-second single target daze. Blasting arrow. So this is one that's kind of in closer range, but it launches an arrow into the sky, fireworks, and dazing the enemy. So this is one, if a lot of mobs get on me at once, I will use that to kind of escape. Survival gear, so physical and tactical mitigation is increased. Bountiful Purge. So now Purge can be used on allies at once. That's kind of cool. Strength of Earth. This is going to be a restore power and morale, but it is a channeled ability, so you can use it to heal and stuff, but you're going to want to do it in combat as you're not getting interrupted. Rain of Thorns. So what this does is it roots mobs up to 10 targets. So that's kind of nice. 30-second root. So this one is Steel Mechanisms. 3-second grace period for traps, Rain of Thorns, and Blasting Arrow. This is a nice piercing arrow. Is a great dot. It is pretty much kills the target. Once you put it on him, it's over. Improved Distracting Shot. So now I learned how to do it even better. So cooldown and distracting shot duration is increased. Horn of Orome. So this is a nice one. Does up to 10 targets. It heals and causes me to go into a little bit of fury. Also, my range, attack extension, and fear resistance, and it purges all of poisons or anything like that, wounds, diseases. Orome's Valley. This is sets loose a bunch of targets, so up to 10 targets, but it also removes corruptions from the target, so that's kind of handy. I did go into Huntsman, so Barbed Arrow now does a little more damage over time, so I like to open with that one, obviously. Now the skills on the side here, Archer's Mark. So what this does is I can have increased incoming damage. 50% of harmful skills can trigger it. and it lasts for 10 seconds. And I think it stacks up to 3 times. Hail of Arrow, this is what I'm going to actually combo with, what is it, Rain of Thorns? Yeah. So I'll use Rain of Thorns and I'll use this. This also does mitigation debuff, so I like that. Okay, this is kind of important now with Yellow Line. All the Yellow Lines that have been reworked lately, they all have really, really good debuffs. So, suppressing sting, combat, or focus combat will cause your next focus spender to sting your target with such ferocity that they are weakened over time. So you want to use focus or combat focus first, then you're going to use a focus spender, and that will trigger that, and it will debuff the mob pretty heavily. This one I like to use. Obviously, it removes, but it does a 5-second daze because I'm trying to kind of get away and control mobs. But also, it gives me 3 focus, which lets me access my abilities down here. So that's kind of how I access my heals and my penetrating shot. I'll show you there. Tripwire. So tripwire is kind of unique in the fact that it can stay there as a trap, but if you are actually in combat, tripwire will become like a stun arrow. I'll show you that too. Compact payload, so my distracting shot cooldown is reduced. And then explosive error. This is a huge area effect, debuff, and damage. So yeah, I really like that one too. I'll show you how that works. So that is our Yellow Line class traits. Race, obviously, I'm just doing what elves do. So, Sylvan Shadows, this is just stealth protection and greatly decreases movement speed. Tactics and conviction bonuses, which is obviously your fellowship. Friend of Man, Fate up 48. Eldar's Grace, which is put my parry and partial parry mitigation up. And then obviously go back to Rivendell because I don't know, it just seems fun. So these ones don't actually help me in any way, but they're always nice to have. You know, some of these would be okay. Like this one would be a little better, but I haven't gotten it. All right, now for virtues. Virtues, I'm going more of a protection line because I am gonna get mobs are gonna get close to me. I am gonna have to debuff, so traps and stuns and stuff. So I may take some damage. So I'm gonna obviously focus a little more. So the first one is discipline. That's gonna give me resistance rating, incoming healing rating, physical mitigation, and my passive bonus is maximum morale. What is this? Fatality is 70. Oh, this number doesn't matter because it's going to change as it picks up. But tactical mitigation, vitality, physical mitigation, and passive bonuses max morale. Compassion, physical mitigation, tactical mitigation, armor value, and passive is max morale. Empathy, armor value, critical defense, resistance rating, and then passive bonus again is max morale. And patience, max power, evade rating, critical rating, and passive is max morale. All right. Now let's go to our allies here. They're going to be a little bit different. All right. So I'll just read through these real fast. Obviously, if you just hover over them, then you press the H button, it'll actually lock, and you can pull them around here. So we'll just do these real fast. I'm missing a space here because I just leveled up, but I will. I'm doing Hereditary of the Sparrow, so agility, vitality, physical mastery. Single target damage, so single target damage is increased, physical mastery and tactical mastery rating is increased. Bleed damage, so my damage over time is increased and physical mastery is increased. Blasting arrow daze duration. I think, yeah, that's up there. So the daze duration is increased and my agility is increased. Cry of the Hunter daze bubble potency. So the cry of the hunter dazes foes, and also bubble potency and evade rating. And then I have evade rating down on my bottom ability. Same thing here. We're going to go with the serpent this time. So hereditary of the serpent. That's agility, vitality, and fast physical mastery rating. Probably should have went with tactical mastery. That's. I mean, it doesn't matter. My weapons still. I still use my weapons quite a bit to root and to daze and to get stuff. So you will see me use my weapons quite a bit. So don't listen to me. Single target attack, crit chance, single target attack, crit, magnitude, and critical rating. I need another word of power. King's Foil healing. So King's Foil healing is increased, and physical mastery is increased. Swift bow damage. Swift bow damage is increased, and agility. And then merciful shot, huntsman shot cooldown. I don't know if I even have that on there. Merciful shot is cooldown is reduced. Merciful shot, critical damage, and critical rating. And then I did parry, evade again. Let's see here. I don't think I do, but we'll see for sure. You will see me use my decoy quite a bit. Yep, I don't have one. Okay, so that's good to know. I will obviously have to change that. Okay, so the rotations I like to use here, I always love to open up with barbed arrow. Barbed arrow is going to reduce their speed that they walk, and it's going to do quite a bit of dot. So it's a single target, but I do like that. I like to pair that with quick shot. Both of these are going to give me 1 and 1. That should let me access pinning shot because these are going to be focused. But obviously, I want to use combat focus as much as I can because it's going to let me get that debuff I'm looking for. Piercing. So a pinning shot is going to pin them to the ground, root them for 10 seconds. They're unable to do most range attacks, so that's kind of nice. It does damage. Then after that, I like to get a hold of piercing arrow. If these two are together, that's absolutely great. But I always go back to like quick shot because I want to keep my focus up as much as I can. Another thing is, if the mob gets in on me, I will start to access low cut because that'll let me access these abilities. And so will Dazing Blow. I don't really use both of them. I do use one or the other because I want to be able to access either Piercing Arrow or Blood Arrow when I want to be able to heal, and Penetrating Shot if I do want to kind of finish somebody off. If something starts to come near me, I like to open up with Deadly Decoy first because this will distract the mob, but it also kind of explodes and stuns them. If I know there's going to be multiples, I'll do Set Trap because it does a big root and also a lot of damage. This trap, I don't really use this trap, but if I am in a fight, this will actually become like a arrow I can use and stun people with, so I do use that during the fight. If things just kind of go crazy or there's a mob I don't really want to deal with, I will use Distracted Shot. If there's multiple mobs, say just things go crazy and I just need a breather, I will use Blasting Arrow. Bard's Arrow, you'll see me use this as I just fear different mobs away in the beginning. Explosive Arrow is a area effect, debuff. Rain of Thorns I will use when I have multiple mobs. Hail of Arrow, I usually pair these two together, which you're seeing me do there. I do got a couple little heals here. King's Foil Knowledge, this is just a really short heal. The much bigger heal is Strength of Earth. But this one is channeled. I try not to use Horn of Orme unless I have to, just because it does add a lot of focus and stuff, but it has a longer cooldown of 2 minutes. Oh, and if you're in between fights, Bright Campfire does an amazing heal job now, so you can do that in between battles. So if I ever need focus in combat, I will use Intent Concentration. Obviously, we still have Purge Poison. This can now do a full fellowship, so that's very, very cool. And Cry of the Hunter. This dazes mobs. But I can only use it like when I'm shaking off dazed stuns, roots, things like that. But it will also grant me a tiny little morale bubble. I think that's about it. Let's go mess around. Camouflage, I probably won't use it, but we'll see. So first things first, we want focus. Because whatever I'm about to do requires that. There we go. Now we got a sting. He's going to get close. We're going to use that. Decoy worked. Boom. We're going to sting again. It's daze. Alright, now we're going to use Distracted Shot. This is another 3. So Improved Shot will let me access one of my abilities here. We're going to stun again. And that was with that arrow I was talking about, Tangled Dart. Boom. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to focus. And then we're going to throw up in the air here, Thorn of Arrows. Okay, same thing here. We're going to do this. We're going to distract. Rebuild this up. We should be able to target one of these pretty easy. There's some arms. Pinning shot should take that guy out. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so one, we're going to distract him. The other one, we're going to heal. Obviously, that debuffs. We're going to stun. So as long as you can use the combat focus, you're basically going to be able to debuff mobs whenever you feel like it. See, both of those got debuffed. See the debuff on there? Right here. The outgoing damage and tactical damage is decreased. So as you saw, I kind of pulled the whole thing. And, I just kind of controlled the mobs and kept working forward. And, Alright. Let's drop that. We'll drop some traps. We'll try to finish one of these guys up where they come. One will hit the trap. We'll probably finish it. The stinging will definitely finish that. Alright, same thing here. Let's do this. Let's get a stun. And control 4 should be a whole area effect, explosion, and a big debuff. Same thing here. We're going to do this focus here, and then we're going to get that. So as you can see, the debuffs is what's kind of keeping me from not taking too much damage here. And I'm doing that through the combat focus right here. Whenever I use an ability that spins after I use focus, I get that debuff I was talking about. So you'll see me tapping into that quite a bit. Once again, another destroyer. We're going to pinning shot. We're going to root for a little bit. Distracting shot. Boom. There we go. We're going to use this. Get back our 5 to heal ourselves. We got a daze. And a pinning shot. There we go. Alright, same thing here. We got this. We're going to go with thorns and rain of arrows. I'm going to try to break him out of here. Just keep using focus. If he doesn't break, not a big deal. The next one's here. There we go. Alright, same thing here. We won't have the big one, so what we're going to do here is we're going to hit him with explosive. Then that, and then we're going to obviously keep him. That was not what I wanted to do. That's fine. I was looking for a stinger there. There we go. I hope you can see. I'm just kind of controlling the mobs with my stuns and my dazes. There we go. This guy, I am going to just daze him for a minute. Alright. I'm going to put a sting on him. And then he should be dead. You got a big old sting on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna fear this guy off. We're gonna obviously cut him down. Alright. There he is. What's up, sir? Another daze. And a bard's arrow. Now we're gonna do this, and his debuff is up, so he's dead. Once you get the debuff up, it's pretty much done. And you just gotta remember, you gotta use your combat focus before the debuff, and you'll be fine. Alright, so here we go. We're just gonna do a bunch of area fencing. We're going to do thorns. We're gonna do control 5 and the debuff, explosive arrows. There we go, debuffs. Debuffs, debuffs, debuffs. And I'm also debuffing, so when they come into melee, they're pretty useless. Got a trap down here. Alright, we're gonna distract him. We're gonna do that and cut that. Okay, he's debuffed. There we go. Alright. Uh-oh. We're gonna distract him. We're gonna stun him. Same thing, combat. Now he's debuffed. Gonna make him a lot easier to hit, though. We'll heal ourselves. Boom. I'm also just kind of stunning days and healing myself when I can. Alright. Alright, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna hit him with the old 1-2. Goodbye, sir. Alright. Distracting shot. There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for this guy to leave, and we're gonna go around the corner here real fast. Oh, he's not. He won't leave until then. Okay. So as you see, I'm doing my focus, so then I can grab. And then I need to do a spender. Because that's the only way I can get that debuff. See the debuff I just got? There we go. Alright, we got one more mob, and then we have the main guy. And hopefully we can pull that off. We'll see. Yes. So what we're gonna do here? Distract the shot. Cleanse ourselves. Debuff. All right. There we go. All right, we got one more here, and here we go. I'm gonna wait for my heart to come back. So we're gonna fight him. Other mobs are gonna come up. So we're probably gonna fear him, kill the other mobs. But we shall see. We shall see. There's a blight caller. Let's get him off me for a bit. There we go. Okay, so we got this. Now we need to do this part. A little bit of healing probably wouldn't hurt us. Okay, we got one. Right, let's try to do combat, and let's try to stun multiples with that. That should give us time. We're gonna dot him. You can still move with quick shot. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad right there. That's real bad. There we go. We got one. All right, let's distract this guy. And we killed him. It's over. Now we just gotta survive the onslaught of these guys. There it was! Alright. Now I'll show you how the fires work. You can put these anywhere and they will get your health up so fast. There you go. Alright. Let's see, what was that? Dexterous Club. Oh, that's actually pretty nice for my offhand. That's a weapon, apparently, I'm going to keep. Okay. So, we'll go over the rotations again. As you saw there, there's this one, you got to change it up a bit. as you're fighting, you're going to kind of adjust and see what you're going to do. But obviously, you want to kind of open up with like barbed arrow, quick shot, and then pinning shot. This is a nice little rotation to start with as 10-second um, route, so it gets you kind of where you want to know where you're going to go next. I like to come in and use Deadly Decor after that but I want to wait for them to be close. Once they're close, I use it because it will stun them. It'll attract them and then stun them. So you want to use that. If you have enough focus, you can obviously do Piercing Armor. This is an amazing dot, does a lot of damage. So I really liked it. Also, it does a little bit heal transfer, so it does steal their morale a bit. Obviously, Blood Arrow is a big heal backwards, so use that when you need to. How I'm using these when I need to is I'm going to be using Low Cut or Dazing Blow because those are going to give me 3 focus and I can spend them right away. Traps, there's Set Trap here. This trap, I don't really set Tripwire, but I do use it when I'm pulling multiples, especially when the worm came out. I would fight and then use this because it becomes a Tangle Dart. And I did use this quite a bit too because when the second mob would come out, I really just want to fight one mob at a time. There was in the beginning there, I did use for multiples. I did use Rain of Thorns, Hail of Arrows, and then Explosive Arrows. These are great debuffers right here. This 3 is absolutely crazy. I would imagine it does really good in fellowships and stuff because it debuffs so heavily. Another thing is you do get a debuff when you use combat focus, and then you use anything that spends focus, you'll get that big debuff I was talking about. Okay, for my control, so CC, I'm using Distracting Shot. I got Area Effect Blasting Arrow, and then you saw me use Bard's Arrow to kind of fear people away from me for the most part. Tripwire becomes Tangle Dart. Deadly Decoy, these are all awesome. I do repeatedly use Quick Shot. It is so fast, I can actually use it while I'm moving. This is another debuffer, Penetrating Shot. It also does quite a bit of damage. I think that's about it. I mean, this is an interrupt, so I do use that. And you can use combat focus in combat, so that's another reason why if I was fighting something, I would use combat focus and then use one of the spinners on the next one. So I had 2 or 3 mobs debuffed at once. That really reduces the damage they do to me. King's Foil, you saw me use that. You need to stand still, but it does a little bit of heal. I didn't really use Strength of Earth because I really didn't need it. At the end there, I did use Horn of Orome to give myself a big heal and also some of the other benefits of that. And then I showed you how to heal yourself with Bright Campfire at the end there. The Cry of Hunter gives you a morale bubble. If you do need to remove corruptions, Orome's Volley is a great ability for that. I think that's about it. But if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please contact me. Leave comments. You can whisper me on Twitch. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. But YouTube, I now have my notifications on, so hopefully that'll help. Let me think. I think that's about it. So catch me on stream sometime. And if you do like this content, please like and subscribe. We are growing at a really good rate, so thank you guys so much for that. And until I see you guys all again on the next video, probably next Friday, please continue the rest of your adventures with the Heart of a Hobbit. Thank you guys so much for watching all the content you have over the last year. It's absolutely been amazing. So thank you guys so much.